When making this video, I was so close to not even including this man's Summer Finn. Yes, we have two banners tonight, but in reality, we really only got one. Summer Finn is the purest definition of hot fuck garbage. He is the jack of all trades, master of none. And the thing is that it really sucks because I am a Finn stan. Like, I love this man Finn. Finn is one of my favorite characters when it comes to GS specific characters or GS original characters. Finn is my favorite. Next to Rags, of course. I love my boy Rags too. I absolutely love Finn, and the fact that Summer Finn is so trash, it just really rubs me the wrong way. If we actually look at his kit just is all over the place. You got a heal on the skill. You're able to speed up heal equips on the art and also increase heal amount. You have crit res down and evasion rate down on the true art. On the super art, you're able to give water res down on the enemy, and he also are buffing up your own art gauge by 8. Not everyone's art gauge, only yourself. Another weird thing about him is his unique passive. His unique passive gives him 100 art gauge at the start of the quest, and not only that, you also get 1 art gauge every time this unit is hit. Who at Next Ninja designed this unit? Because I want to know what they were cooking. What were you thinking when you looked at this unit? Did you say throw everything at him and the kitchen sink? Because that's what it looks like. Also, this guy is advertised as a quote-unquote wave shredding ascended attacker, but he's the furthest thing from an attacker. He has 120,000 on a super art. And the bad part is that the role he's filling even as a sub-attacker is already completely outclassed by other characters, including characters that are currently available in the game alongside Summer Finn. But yeah, I'm just very, very disappointed in this man's Summer Finn. New players, veteran players, everybody and their mama should not summon on Summer Finn. Unless you are just a die-hard Finn fan, then go on ahead, try to get Finn. Because Rue is there too, and Rue looks, he's kind of cute. But don't let that tempt you, ladies and gentlemen. We must stay focused. Part 2, Kill a Kill. First off, let me just start this off by not even talking about anything when it comes to these characters. I want to start this off as a warning. A statement, a declaration, some may say. If I see any of you with this Nonon SP, I'm going to assume you're on the list, and I just don't want anything to do with you. Gamagori and Nonon are two characters that are very interesting and actually somewhat cool, but for the most part, they kind of are very luxury units. Gamagori is this taunt tank that's able to increase his damage the lower HP he has, which means you kind of need to play around this, which for some people they may hate, but for others they may love. Me, myself, I'm of the latter. I love when I have to play the game a bit differently or orchestrate a team in a certain way to make a character work. As long as the payoff is pretty nice, then I'm perfectly okay with playing in this way. The problem is that if you go through all these trials and tribulations for this character and they feel underwhelming. But if you have Gamagori near death, he gets so much more DR, he gets so much more damage, and he also gets more equipment CT speed, which is insane since he does have 2 defense slots, so he's really able to get those things moving. Another thing about Gamagori, not only do you play around this low HP threshold, you probably want to have some different equips that consume your own HP to kind of help him stay at lower HPs, like B3 Claw or Despair. Since he has damage res when near death, you can combine this with Truth of Eternity to get insane amounts of DR and pretty much make it to where Gamagori is a ridiculous tank. However, like I mentioned before, you really gotta play around it because if you use someone like Haruto on your team, well, you're probably not gonna be able to keep Gamagori at low HP, meaning that you're gonna constantly keep turning off that DR that he has when near death. If you wanted to use a healer with Gamagori, would be more stats up characters like Dark Vox for an example, or anybody that has just a flat stat increase for the entire team, Emperor, right? Any of those guys would be really good to be paired alongside Gamagori, or you could just actually use Hoka. Hoka gives a flat heal, which, still is kind of a lot because Hoka heals like, what, 3,000-4,000, something like that. But if you have like Despair or if you have B3 Claw, then that doesn't really matter too much. The problem is that overtime healing is probably going to screw you over quite a bit when using Gamagori. Here's the thing, though, about Gamagori that's kind of weird when it comes to him being a taunt tank compared to other taunt tanks, is that if you're newer to the game, he really is not the best new player character. Since he requires all this planning and all this like meticulous way of playing him, it could wind up making it to where Gamagori doesn't really do much for you as a new player, which I think is kind of a theme with this banner, by the way. It's very veteran focused / hardcore player focused. Like, these are characters that are coming out that really are for people who play the game, I guess is the best way to put it. Nonan is a perfect example of this. Nonan is a unit that on paper looks kind of whatever, but the more and more you look at it, the more and more you're kind of like, this actually has a lot of implications in certain situations. So her buffs and everything she gives in her kit are kind of whatever. Like her true art just giving increased damage to non-boss enemies could be so freaking good if it wasn't for the duration of your own true art, which means that it's only active during her animation. If this was a buff that she gave to the entire team for 35 seconds, it would be insane in like mines content. She would probably be one of the best mines units. Another thing to mention too about the kit is that there's not really a lot going on here for a lot of different characters. It's mainly very just kind of mid. You got a magic res down and a break res down. You have permanently increasing everybody's light allies damage up to a maximum of 200%. I mean, it's decent stuff, but nothing to really be like, oh my god, that's crazy. One thing that is like that though is her passive, where she's able to give up to 50 art gauge if you fulfill the condition of being a light human ally. If you're just a light character or you're just a human, you only get 25 art gauge. But having this character give 50 art gauge to those characters that fill those specific roles, which is actually quite a few characters when it comes to the Ascended units, makes it to where this character can kind of have ridiculous amounts of artisan for you in like nuking settings if you need her to do that. Like for an example, she has a 5-star support slot. You could run type 0 on her, and literally on the first wave, you give everybody 50 art gauge from her passive, you pop type 0, everybody has 100 art gauge just like that. And then furthermore, on stage 2, you're going to give everybody another 50 art gauge. So you're getting 150 art gauge just from a singular unit. If it's 3 stages, then you're now giving the entire team 200 art gauge, which is something not to laugh about. Like, that is insane. But I feel like that's the main gimmick. That's the main draw to this unit. If you don't have that type of setting, then it's like, what's the point of even utilizing this character? If you can't do that exact thing, why use this unit? If Nonon's kit was a bit better, I could have seen her being like literally one of the strongest units for nuke support characters, but it's hard to even justify using this character in nukes because she doesn't really offer a nuking buff, so to speak, apart from that arch-gen buff. Either way, that's all I want to say about Nonan. She has potential to be good. The same with Gamagori, they both have potential to be good. And with that being said, that leads to the verdict of this banner. Should you summon on this banner or should you not? And here's what I'll tell you. If you're brand new to the game, I actually don't believe that you summon on this banner at all. If you need a taunt tank, you're better off doing the forever summons right now and trying to get one of these taunt tanks from the forever summon. All these guys are good, they're great, and you really don't have to worry about playing around, oh, are they near death, are they this, are they that? You know, you slap them on a team and boom, they're able to tank practically everything in the game. Of course, if you have the right equips too, but still, you know, we're not going to get into that right now. If you're a veteran and you want to summon on this banner specifically for Gamagori, go on ahead if you kind of want to play into that. If you think Gamagori is cool, then absolutely, but also consider the fact too that Gamagori is not needed by any means, especially if you already have top tier taunt tanks in the game and he's more just kind of a fun unit to mess around with. Same thing with Nonan. I don't believe Nonan is necessity by any means. She has some cool setups. She's going to have some cool team comps here and there, but definitely not a character that you need. The character that you need is just Hoka, and that's in part 1 of this banner. So if you already got him, then hey, you don't got to worry about literally anything. Me, myself, I am going to be summoning for Gamagori. I really do enjoy this character's entire kit design, and I really want to make him work if I can. So hopefully I'm able to get him. If you guys are going to be summoning for him, I wish all you guys the best of luck. Your boy's actually recording this right before he streams, so I got to get ready to go stream. And another thing is too, I got to get some water before I stream because I'm already feeling a bit parched. But hey, don't forget to drink water too. I'm out.